Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hello, welcome to the family. Make sure that you guys subscribe if you guys are new, and like if you do like this video. So in this video I'll be talking about my cesarean, or as people know it as C-section recovery, and my experience. If you guys were on my other channel, you guys already know that I already have another daughter. She'll be 9 next month. This is baby Phoenix making her debut. So let me show you guys what she looks like. Lion King style, right? That's what she looks like. And she was 7 pounds and 10 ounces. So I have the bib on her just in case that she's spitting up. This is my second C-section, and the first one was scary because it was of course my first one, and it was an emergency C-section, and the recovery process was a lot better and a lot faster. I was doing things, washing clothes. So like I said, with my first child, it was an emergency C-section. The antibiotic fluid, if I said that correctly, was I think a centimeter or lower than a centimeter, because I went to an ultrasound, and during the ultrasound the lady advised me I need to go to the hospital, straight to the hospital. They're already calling my doctor, and that's the reason why. I had to get a C-section, and I think I stayed in the hospital for 3 days, maybe 4, I'm not sure. And yeah, pretty much I got hooked up with the whole IV and everything like that. So my experience was a little bit different. Mentally and emotionally was a little bit different for the first and the second C-section, but overall the process was almost about the same. Was born 37 weeks. Yeah, 37 weeks, and she was 6 pounds exactly. My newer C-section, which is baby Phoenix. This one I was already prepared. We already scheduled a C-section. Another reason why I got a C-section is because the doctor also recommended that my canal going down was not going to open for the baby, and it was going to be another safer option. I had gut infection. I don't know, strep B. I think it's called strep B. And I was like, oh my goodness. So I had to get IV for that one, and I didn't get IV because the doctors said I didn't need it because I was getting a C-section. C-section date was on December 5th. That's when she was born. So my whole experience with my C-section, when I first went in, like I said, they scheduled me for a C-section. I already knew what date and what time, and they're going to tell you not to eat for 8 hours before your C-section. Do not drink, do not eat, so you can prepare yourself. And like I said, I had strep B, and they were going to do 4 hours before of IV, like antibiotic fluids in me, but that didn't happen because there was a lady who needed a C-section as well, and she was after me. And yeah, she was after me, but something was wrong with her pregnancy, so they did an emergency C-section with her. So my C-section got pushed back, and it delayed the time that I was supposed to have my baby. So they didn't do the IV, and they said it was unnecessary because I was having a C-section, so there was no way my baby could get infected with the strep B or get a contact, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So pretty much it. And bring light stuff with you, and if you have piercings like I do, that's one thing that was kind of difficult to take off, especially my tongue ring. And so I was like keeping count of how many piercings I had on me. I still haven't put this one back on. I think it probably already closed, and this one I haven't put it back on since I had my C-section. My nose one, my tongue, and my lip, I had it. It was easy to take off, of course, but then putting it back in, it was difficult after like 2 weeks after having my baby. The one difficult one was my tongue, of course. I had to like pop it back through, which was a pain. And but pretty much it's something to look forward to. And I know that you can wear your makeup as well going into the C-section. So what you really want to do, if you're very nervous, talk to the nurses that come in back and forth. I talk to every nurse going in back and forth. Oh yeah, and by the way, I was already on IV fluids for something else, just regular, I guess regular IV, so they can prepare me so I can get the shot in the back so it can numb my whole body, which the first time around for that one was very painful for me. The second time I kind of knew what was going on because I experienced it. So it was just me breathing in and out, and then praying too as well. So I think overall, praying the night before. I mean, if that's what you guys do, if you guys like to pray or anything like that, that's good. That helps me like calm myself down, you know, for the whole situation. Because like I said, my last situation was just crazy. So I didn't want to have that experience with this one. So like I said, I was hooked up with IV, and I'll insert a clip of what it looked like. So that's what it looked like. That was my hospital stay room, you can say. The ladies were coming in. I talked to everybody who was going to be inside of the surgery room, except for a few people. I think they were like interns or something like that. I don't remember. There was like 5 extra people that were there. I think they were interns. I don't know what they were, but I really didn't care at that time. So I was talking to the anesthesia person, the anesthesia, right? Anesthetic, I don't know, anesthesia person. And he was telling me, asking me all these questions, and then telling me, have I ever had a C-section, everything like that. And he was kind of assuring me. The first time around, like I said, that didn't happen because it was an emergency C-section. It was like, you get in, you get out kind of thing. And this time I felt like more peaceful. I was just so anxious and waiting, and I felt like, oh my God, I don't have a baby in my stomach, you know. And I mean, I can feel her kicking and stuff like that, but it just so real when that baby comes out. So you're gonna have your partner with you, or they call it a support person, which my mother was my support person. And they gave her a gown. The gown was so huge. It was like double XL. So that was the only one they had at the hospital for her, because she requested to get a smaller size, but she was out of luck because that's the only one they carry, because it's supposed to be for dads. So my mom was there, and she was she was my support person. I have my glasses as well, if I forgot to mention, but they gave you a little bag, probably like, I don't know, like this big of a bag, a clear bag to put all your belongings in there. I have my purse in there. I only took minimal things with me. And one thing I want to mention with you guys, when you guys bring your hospital bag with you, is do not bring it when you guys have your C-section. Bring it after your C-section. So what I did was I only brought my purse, because you're supposed to bring your medical cards with you, your insurance, everything like that. I brought like my ID. I only brought minimal clothes. I came in PJs. I came like in a PJ outfit, like a PJ top, a sweater, I think it was a sweater, and some sweats on, and sandals. Yeah, and sandals I was gonna wear in the shower. Just being as simple as possible, because you don't want to take a lot of stuff with you, and then your person has to carry it with you. So what they advised my mother is that we're gonna go to, sorry, just the light got me kind of crazy. Okay, so what they told my mother was that I'm gonna go inside of the surgery room. My mom's gonna go to my post-recovery room. I think it's so called, yeah, post-recovery room, or like waiting post-recovery room, and put my belongings in there, which is just a bag. And then she's gonna go and meet me. So when we were in surgery, I was waiting for our mom. Everybody was there, and I'm like, where's my mother at? You know, because I just want somebody just to be there. And of course I want my mother to take pictures of the baby when she comes out and everything like that, and especially to cut her umbilical cord, which that was like the best experience that I had with my first, well, I can say, yeah, my first kid, right? My first kid. The dad was there, he was taking pictures, so we have tons of pictures of her coming out and everything like that. I think that's just so amazing, because, you know, they get older and the years pass by, you forget what the experience was like, or like exactly the picturing, you know, the kid coming out and everything like that. So you have your significant other or support person is cutting the cord and they're taking a picture of it. You don't see none of that. All you do is, hey, your baby came out, you hear baby crying, maybe you see the baby really quick, and they're just straight cleaning the baby while they're patching you up. Literally. So that's how it was. And my mom went straight over there, and well, they let her to go straight over there and to see the baby and everything like that. So what they did was, so I was laying on the bed, and the anesthesia guy he was so awesome. I'm pretty sure he's not watching this video, but hey, if you're watching this video, pretty sure he probably doesn't remember me either. He had music on. I'm like, why is he having music on? Everything was so calming. a little bit nervous for the baby to come, just like nervous, like anxious, you know, to see the baby come out, you know, like, oh, what is she gonna look like? But overall, I mean, he made everything a lot calmer. The ladies made everything a lot calmer. Everything, they introduced themselves, and everything was very clean in there. Everything was just such a different environment this time around. And he put music on, like I said, and he had country music on. And during the surgery, my baby came out in 80s music. So I don't know what song it was, but right when they're cutting me out sounds really gross, huh? She literally came out in some 80s music, which was pretty awesome because my first kid didn't get that experience. So what they do is that they sew you and then staple you. They sew the bottom layer with dissolving was it stitches? Dissolving stitches, or yeah, dissolving stitches. That's gonna be all like your muscles and stuff like that, and then they staple the top where your skin is at. So pretty much, it was a pretty long process. And if you guys want to know how they take the baby out, literally, you know when they're taking that baby out, and it's because me and my mom were talking, and I was like, oh, the baby, we're just waiting for the baby, and I was like, everything's gonna be fine, everything's gonna be fine. I'm praying, hopefully, you know, baby comes out good, and thank you, you know, for this experience, and just praying. And me and my mom were talking, and the anesthesia guy, he was looking, I'm pretty sure I'm saying that wrong, but he was looking on top because I had a curtain, so I couldn't see anything, which I guess helps the moms not pass out and gross out, and your support person or significant other not pass out. And my mom was trying to stand up and look, and they told her, no, sit down, so she doesn't pass out. And so anyway, so the guy was looking, the anesthesia guy was looking on top, and he's like, oh, okay, I think they're gonna take the baby out or something like that. And it took a while, and then all I felt was the whole table rocking. Like literally, I was rocking like a boat, like hard, like this, like going back and forth my whole body. And of course, I was hooked up with the little oxygen stuff, and they're checking my blood pressure and everything like that. And I was like, Mom, they're taking the baby out. And they really didn't tell me, like, they're taking the baby out right now, but the guy just gave me a heads up. And I was like, Mom, they're taking the baby out. She goes, they are? And I was like, yeah, she's like, how do you know? I said, because I'm rocking back and forth. So it took a while. It took about, like, I think my mom said maybe like 2 to 3 people or 4 people. They're all right there literally just trying to take the baby out, and they're literally just rocking me back and forth. And all I felt was rocking really hard, and then boop, and then the rocking stopped. And then I heard the baby crying. I was like, oh my God, I want mommy again. And it was just like the best experience ever. And then, yeah, getting me teary-eyed just thinking about it. Pretty much, it was the best experience ever. I mean, for like a mother to experience childbirth, either if it's natural, I don't know, I didn't have a natural birth or C-section. It's like so amazing because like during the whole time when you're pregnant, you feel the baby kicking, you see the baby in ultrasounds, you know it's a girl or boy. I mean, if you want to know if it's a girl or boy. But when that baby comes out and starts like crying, that's when it hits me. Like for real, that's what happened to my first child. And this time around, that's when it hits me. I knew, I was like, it's gonna hit me once that baby comes out and starts crying. Like, wow, I'm actually a mom, you know? And so pretty much, and that's what happened. And I was like, oh, I can't believe I'm a mom, you know? And it just flips me out. Like, not flip, can I say flip me out? I guess I can say flip me out, right? Or trip me out. But pretty much, and that was such an amazing experience. So after they did all that, it took a while, and not a while, but they took time trying to staple me and sew me back up and everything like that. And oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that you're fully nude. So if you guys are just kind of scared about them looking at you, I mean, that's what you have to like look forward to. Not look forward to, just be aware that you're gonna be fully nude. So just, I don't know, just I guess picture something else, like your baby's coming out, because I know some people get kind of weirded out, you know. And that's the first time my mom actually seen me like that, fully nude. And I was kind of like, don't be looking at me, and making jokes during the whole time. So pretty much that's why I was like, well, I'd rather have my significant other there and everything like that, because they already seen you all nuded out and everything like that. So it was kind of like a little bit weird experience, awkward kind of experience, having my mom there looking at me on the table. Like, literally, they don't cover you, just there on the table like that, like a platter of your body, literally. My legs opened like that for some odd reason. It was not all the way open, but like open. My mom can pretty sure see everything. So anyway, so after she went to go and cut the baby's umbilical cord, and everything like that, they're cleaning up the baby and everything, and my mom goes and looks at me, and remember, I'm just there while they're patching me up and everything. My mom was like, oh my gosh, your stomach went down. I'm like, did it go down? Did it go all the way down? Because I was like, oh my goodness. So during my post-pregnancy weight, I was post-pregnancy? Is it post-pregnancy? Pre-pregnancy weight. I was 170. I only gained 6 pounds. So during the whole pregnancy and the end of the pregnancy, you can say I was only 176. So like I said, I was 170 before getting pregnant, and then 176 delivering. And so pretty much, so I was like, oh, so excited, I already lost the baby weight and whatever, you know. So pretty much, so once you're done with that, they give you the baby and they put me on her like this. Of course, I'm just naked, but they cover my boobs. So I just have her like this, and then they go and they transfer me. Well, they give the baby to my mom, I think. I don't remember, to my mom. Then they transfer me from one bed to another bed. Go to my recovery room, or my post-recovery room, or my waiting room. You can say that I'm there for maybe about like 2 hours, and they're just there checking the baby and everything like that. So after the 2 hours is up, I go to my regular room. That's my recovery room where people can come and see me, my visitation room. So if you guys wanted to know, can people see you right after you have your baby? I don't think so. When out of my hospital, it was at least 2 hours before they put me to my normal room. And after the 2 hours were up, I told my mom to go and get my stuff, and she went to go get my makeup and everything like that. And I was still like medicated, as you can say, but I was normal medicated. You know, I can still do my stuff. And the baby was so quiet afterwards. So she was just asleep, and just, I don't know, it was just so much easier for me to do things. So I'm just doing my makeup really quick before people start coming, because people were already, my family was like texting me and stuff like that and saying, oh, we're gonna come and see. I'm like, oh my god, let me at least put some makeup on or something. So that was the only day I think I had makeup on, was the day of surgery. And then pretty much, and then you had doctor, well, not doctor, yeah, the doctor come and see? No, the nurses are actually coming by and just making sure everything was fine with the baby. You can have somebody there every hour, or every 45 minutes, or every 2 hours, coming in and checking on your baby and your health as well. So you can't get a lot of sleep, but you're gonna come in, they're just checking for your baby's health, which I think is pretty awesome. And they actually changed the Pampers for you. So because I had a C-section, my nurses, all my nurses were so wonderful. I had like so many nurses. I had a morning nurse, a night nurse, and then some other couple of nurses in between. And they actually said that I was a high risk because of my C-section. I can't move, I can't get off of the bed, I can't stretch, I can't do anything. So they were changing the Pampers. You can bring one of these like a boppy pillow. I didn't bring one with me because I used one of the hospital pillows. That's what I did with my first child. I feel like getting a boppy pillow was unnecessary but cute. But I didn't get one. I just got a pillow and I just put it right under her, because when you have your C-section and you're breastfeeding, or just feeding in general, your baby's gonna put weight, pressure on it, and it's gonna feel so weird. I'm telling you, my body feels very empty. Like, it feels like you just got scooped out with ice cream. Very empty. It feels weird. You feel pressure. You can barely move up and down because they want to incline you and decline you, whatever. on the bed and just feels so, I don't know, you just feel so ugly afterwards and you're like in pain. So what I did was I just got a pillow and put a pillow right here under her, and then it was so much relaxing and easy for me to feed her. All right, so when you guys are in your recovery room, when you have visitors and everything like that, I forgot to tell you one thing is that they're gonna hook you up with a catheter, and they did that during my surgery. So once my whole body was numb, they put the catheter in me so I don't feel it. So you're gonna have your catheter there, so you just have to make sure nobody doesn't hit it. They had it on the side of the bed, and then they're gonna have these massaging devices, or like this, kind of like that. No, they're just one. They're like one for one foot, one for the foot, and they massage you, so you hear like this humming noise. And then you just get used to after the noise, but that's gonna help circulate your leg so you don't form blood clots or anything like that. And if you feel like your leg is numb or having so much pain, then you have to notify the nurse and everything like that. When you start walking for the first time, your nurse is gonna advise you need to start walking so you can start healing and get the blood flow going, because your booty just gets sore. Literally, I feel like my butt was actually numb. So I was like, felt numb. No, it was numb and sore. Like I felt like I've been sitting on the bed for months, not even weeks, like months. So when they did the whole injections so I can get numb, you know, for the whole surgery, my butt was literally so numb. It felt like when your leg goes to sleep and you feel like that numbness, it was like worse than that. It was like so numb. So I have to like try to get up, and it's so hard for me to get up, so I use like the bed rails, and I have to incline, you know, the bed up, and I can just feel so much like pressure and pain. And then especially, you know, that you have staples there, and I think it just makes it so much worse. When they push your stomach in, they want to make sure your placenta, I think that's called, or uterus or whatever, goes back in. They push it in and it hurts so bad. Like I never felt pain like that since my last C-section, but I forgot how the pain felt. It just felt so awful. And they did that I think a couple of times during the first day. I don't think they did the second day, but I think the first day they did it. No, I think they did do it. Yeah, the first and second day. But yeah, first and second day. Had to cut me on the same scar. But one thing I forgot to tell you is that I had a vein. So say that it looks like a C. As you can tell, it's, you know, C-section, cesarean, it's like in a C. And when I was about like 8 months pregnant, I noticed I had a big, huge vein. I mean, this vein was probably maybe a little bit, probably like maybe half of my pinky going down. It was so big, and it was on the cut, so on my old scar. So it was basically like this, and I told my doctor, my OBGYN, and she told me they'll just cut right through it and then put it together or something like that, if that makes any sense. So I think that was the reason why I have so much pain on one side, and I do have pain on that side, and it just hurts so much. So pretty much, and then once you start walking, you know, you already know you're about to take that shower and about to go poop and everything like that. So let me tell you about the pooping. So you have to go poop and pass gas, which is like farting, of course, pass gas, and yeah, basically poop and pass gas before you can go home. Okay, so I could not pass gas. I had so much gas in me. I think it was just from all the air of my stomach being exposed during the surgery. Literally, my belly got so swollen the next day. It was like huge. It was like if I was pregnant. It got so big, and just pushing on it was just hard as a rock. And I can hear, you know, when you have so much gas, you can hear like pop, pop, like bubbles and stuff going on in there. Yeah, I had that. And I could not pass gas. I think I went like diarrhea, sorry, TMI, just like a little squirty squirt. And that was pretty much, I think that's all they needed, was to know that I went poop. So I know everything is fine. And it's just so weird, you guys. If you guys want to know, when you guys go pee, of course, when you guys go poop, they take the catheter off and everything like that. So don't worry. When you first start walking, the lady told me to empty my catheter to the bathroom so I can start, you know, walking more in my room, because I don't want to walk, you know, in the hallways and stuff like that. So I had to empty that out. And then once they took it off of me, then that's when I started to go poop, which is very difficult. If I haven't mentioned before, it's like the worstest shit ever. Like, your body does not know how to go pee and poop. It's weird because I'm trying to push my stomach and I forget how many ab muscles we use and just everything like that. Like, I forget, like, you kind of take advantage of your ab muscles and your abs, you know, and your muscles and everything like that. I find the abs and muscles, you know, just, sorry, abs and muscles. Like, you forget, like, when do you use them, you know, like just moving like this and moving like this and stretching and getting things and sitting down the toilet. I mean, whew, it's just a lot, you know. So when you're trying to push for the first time and trying to go pee, like, my body was confused as hell. Like, I'm trying to, like, concentrate about going pee, and it just did not, like, work with me. I just had to, like, sit there and just picture me going pee, and it was just very hard. And I don't know if, like, if I can give you any tips on that, but you just have to, like, literally just sit there and just push just a little. And even when you just push, it hurts so much. Thing that I guys want to tell you about is your bleeding. So I'm gonna give you these big huge pads. I don't have them, but they're like, it's my whole arm, like hand from elbow. They're freaking huge, and they give you like this mesh underwear pretty much, and you bleed a lot, and the lady changes you and everything like that. And then they give you, I forgot to tell you, they give you like a little bottle if you request it, just to clean down there, because even wiping when I went pee, and especially when you're bleeding down there, or even trying to go poop, and I'm like, you know, it was so difficult for me just to wipe when I was pregnant. So it was hard. Like, I had to try to, like, squat a little bit, and then just have, was that a big burp? And then try to squat a little bit. It was just so much pain. The whole bathroom situation, just moving regardless, was just so much pain. So taking a shower was difficult. I was really scared to take a shower, because I think you just imagine yourself, I mean, your open wound, even though you're on medication or anything like that, you're gonna feel like, I don't know, like hurting them, because it's gonna hit on the wound, you know what I mean, like on the stitches and stuff like that, or on the incision. So pretty much taking a shower was very difficult for me as well. One of the ladies, they took care of the baby, and I went and I took a shower, and the lady was so nice. She goes, take as long as time as you want. She gave me like so many towels and all kinds of stuff, and it was very difficult, and it burned. Like, it was ridiculous. And it burned so much. And I forgot to mention to you guys, when I first started walking, during the whole time in the hospital, I can only walk from a little bit of distance. My incision area, burning pain, and like pain where I'm literally like a 10, crying pain. And I didn't have that the first time with my walking to the showers, which was in the hallway. So I had to walk out of the room and go to the hallway. It was a little bit ways. That hurt as well. And then going in the shower, you know, having it burn, because I make sure I put it on hot and everything, you know, just how I like it, warm. And then I barely just put my body in there, and I felt like the, are you still hungry? I felt like the water dripping, just little drips on my incision, was just on, the worst pain that I felt was on my, was it my right side? Literally, it was on fire. It's like if you got like a razor, and when you get like a razor and you like nick yourself, and you're like, oh my god, it stings. It's like 100 times worse than that, but it feels like that sting. And I was like, oh my god, like I literally started crying in the shower. I moved myself away, and then I have like all kinds of like gauze on there, like thick. I'm pretty sure it was like this much thick, and it had like tape on it. And my nurse said, make sure that you remove as much as you can until you expose the staples. That was so difficult. She's like, get it wet, and I'm like, bitch, you're sharpened. Can I cuss on here? You know, the nurses probably can put themselves in your shoes, or they've been there, you know, had childbirth, but you know, they can rip it off. So I was like, I am about to have all that yelling at her or something like that. So pretty much, so what I did was I put soap. I got bar soap, and I put it on my washcloth, and I basically just washed my whole body like that. Just, you know, trying to get in the corner of the shower, which is not that big, it's really small, and trying to wash myself. And then whatever that was exposed to the water, I'll peel it. I was cussing. I'm pretty sure people can hear me in the hallway, because the showers are in the hallway. It's just a personal shower. There's like a door, and then you go into the shower. Yeah, so I was literally cussing and crying and everything like that. So that was like the worst part for me. So going home for the first time was just very happy, and it was just all over the place because you want to make sure you have a really good support person or your spouse that's actually going to stay at least, I think, a week to 2 weeks. The reason why I say that is because my mom, she only lasted 2 days. She got so overwhelmed. She's like, I have to leave the house. She literally just like left the house and had to get her mind together because she was not only taking care of me, she was taking care of my daughter, my older daughter as well, which is eight, and she had to take her to school, pick her up, and then she had to take care of the baby. And just thinking about it, it was just so much for her, taking care of the baby crying, and then she had to feed me because I couldn't get off the bed. And it was just so hard for me to even like lay down on the bed and to take a shower and just to sit down on the couch. Literally, I tried to sit down on the our couches with like a little recliner kind of couch. It was so much pain. My mom and her fiance literally had just picked me up and put me on the couch, and I was literally crying in tears. I had so much pain. I couldn't even see. That's how bad I was crying. Like, I was crying so much, like my vision got blurry. I was on all my medication, and it was just the worst pain ever. So I was thankful that my mom can help me. And it was so hard for me just to get up. So after my mom got so overwhelmed after the 2 days, I started moving around and doing stuff myself, picking up the baby and just doing a little bit of household stuff. Just picking up a blanket. Like, I have one of these, kind of like these big fluffy blankets. I'll post a picture right here. So I had something like similar like that, and just me just picking up a blanket, a pillow with so much pain. A pillow, so much pain. So I was just trying to do a couple of things like bend over and stuff like that, and I think it was something I shouldn't do because I opened my incision, and I'll show you what it looks like in the pictures. So in that picture, it was probably about a few days or weeks, I don't remember, after, you know, me coming home, and it just got bigger, and it was just so disgusting because me moving around, and my mom went back to work short after a week, so I was trying to do everything myself, and I literally just like opened it up and went to the hospital. They said it was fine as long as the bottom layer, the one that has the stitches in, not the staples, the stitches in, didn't open, then it should be fine. They gave me like gauzes for, bless you, they gave me gauzes for it and everything like that, and tape so I can bandage up at home because I was having a weird feeling. So I didn't take a shower maybe 2 days after I came back from the hospital, and every time I'll take a shower, I literally start crying all over again. It was out of 10. My pain was doing pretty good, you know, just at the house, walking here to there. I was having pain, of course, but the pain got so worse when I take a shower. And I'm like, it's only on one side. And that's like one water drop hitting on it, and I will go ballistic, crying, and I can't move. And it was so bad. The pain was so bad that I couldn't even put my own clothes on. So I told my mom to help me, you know, to put my clothes on. I think it was like the worst thing ever. I couldn't put my pants on, my underwear, my bra on, anything. I couldn't put it on. It hurted so bad. I couldn't even like lift anything up my knee. And then you have to wait for the tapes to come off. And yeah, that was the word. That's how I knew that my incision was open as well. So I think it was a 2-week mark. So when I started taking the tapes off, it was just more pain. There you go, some more pain. And once I got to the part that hurted the most, that's when I seen my incision open. And then, like I said, I went to the hospital and all that drama stuff. So I recommend you guys just literally, I know that you guys want to walk around and stuff like that. Take it from me. Like, the first time around, I was like, oh, okay, woo, woo. I was doing whatever. Nothing didn't rip open. This time, I was like, I'm cool. I can still do. No. My body and everything was so different this time around. My body reacted so different, especially after surgery. I should have knew that when I was at the hospital. After, you know, recovery and stuff like that, I should have knew that it was going to be different this time around. She put me through a lot of pain. After, you know, having her and stuff like that. But pretty much, and one thing I don't think that people actually mention here on YouTube or maybe on blogs and stuff like that, so when you have your incision, if you do have hair on your incision, you know, not on your incision, but do you grow hair? Oh my god, if you grow your pubic hair by the incision or next incision, or maybe they just did it right between your incision, or right between your hair and everything like that, just be cautious that your hair is going to grow back and you can get ingrown hair. So that's what happened to the first time around. I had a lot of ingrown hairs because where they did my incision was very low, so they did it between, so I know it's kind of gross, but so say that this is where I grow hair at and they cut like that, so when my hair grew back at, that's where I had ingrown hairs. So I remember I used to like pluck everything out so I don't get ingrown hairs, because you know you can get like all kinds of abscess from that shit if you don't take out your ingrown hairs. So just be aware of this time around. And then for you to maintenance down, I think I waited for a month. Yeah, I think I waited like a month, exactly a month, or before, like 3 weeks and a half. Excuse me. And it was just so painful because I was just so scared I'm gonna cut, you know, some skin off or something like that. So just be aware. Have your spouse do it. I mean, if you feel like doing it, but if not, just wait until you're comfortable. The next thing that I guys want to tell you about recovery, the next thing I want to talk to you guys about recovery is that you get bloated as well. So I didn't go poop. I went poop at the hospital. That was only one time, and I didn't go poop for a whole week. So I was taking my stool softeners and everything like that. Going poop was so difficult, and then I got hemorrhoids as well. That was the pain. I think they're barely just going away. No, they went away like a week ago. Thank goodness. So I won't. No, they went away about like a week ago. So you get very gassy and very bloated and everything like that. My stomach still feels swollen. I feel, well, now I'm not like in any pain, but when I do certain things like lift my big stroller up, I still feel like pain. When I do like stretches, like this kind of stretches, it's basically like stretches. I can feel where like my incision ripped. I can feel like kind of like pulling again, so I'm just like, damn it, you know. Me just picking up a plate like a couple of weeks ago, just getting a plate and putting it on top of like the cabinet on top was painful. I can barely hold a plate and, you know, bring it down without having any pain, and it was just so painful, you know. And what else, Phoenix? And then overall, you okay? So overall, just sitting down in general was painful. So just imagine you're just gonna be in tons of pain. If you're wondering how long did I bleed for, bleeding was very on and off. I was like spotting for a few days, and then didn't bleed for a week, and then bled for that week, and then didn't bleed. Right now I'm not bleeding. So get like a variety, like a pack of pads for you guys. So how is my C-section scar now, or my incision now? It's pretty good. You know, it still feels numb. I feel numb under my belly button. Yeah, under my belly button to my incision, it just feels numb in certain areas, and it feels like a little bit swollen, but that's pretty much it. And basically I can do whatever I want, but to a minimum. So if you guys have any more questions regarding my C-section or recovery, if I forgot to mention anything, comment down below and I'll definitely answer for them, or I'll make another video regarding how many questions they are and stuff like that.